Hey everyone, welcome back. So today is lesson 1 in breathwork. So how do I take a full deep lung of air? Okay, most people, when they start breathing, think they're taking a deep breath and they look like this. And you can see here how my shoulders are raising up with each breath. This is not ideal. When we take a deep breath is to really use our 3 diaphragms. We have 3 diaphragms in our body that help us take a full breath of air. And when those diaphragms are relaxed and strong and flexible, that's what makes the difference in taking a full lung breath versus this. And you can see if you breathe like that up into these upper chambers, you're going to have really tight shoulders, you're going to have massive headaches, and you're not going to be getting that beautiful oxygen into your body to do its good work for your longevity. So let's talk about how to take a deep breath with those diaphragms. 3 diaphragms. One is down here in the pubic bowl. We call it the pelvic diaphragm. And when you breathe in, it goes like this. It stretches open. When you breathe out, it closes down. So take a nice deep breath together. Breathe down into that very lower, we call it the first chamber of breath. Relax it. So many of us have chronic Kegel muscle tightness, which allows this diaphragm to stay like this, but not to open. So as we start to learn to breathe properly, we're going to really focus on relaxing the pelvic floor when we breathe in. You notice when I do this, my belly's moving a little bit, but the focus is on the pubic bone. Okay, and you'll notice my shoulders are not moving hardly at all. Okay, so that's chamber 1. It works with the first diaphragm. Chamber 2 of breath deals with the belly and the lower or middle diaphragm. This is the diaphragm most people know about. It is a big muscle, so we say in breath work, if you don't use a muscle, you will lose it, just like any other muscle. Most people have tight diaphragms, inflexible diaphragms, and they aren't ever getting the workout it needs to be able to really hold a deep amount of air in the lungs. So we'll talk about how to stretch the diaphragms after this video, but right now we're going to take a breath into that first chamber, relaxing the lower diaphragm. Now into the second diaphragm. You can see the belly pushes out, look like a Buddha belly. And then you exhale the second diaphragm and the first one. And when you're really squeezing that stale air out, what you're noticing is that you are squeezing your kegels a little bit and you're squeezing a little bit of the abdominals. All right, and that's going to help to get rid of all that CO2, that stale air that we sometimes hold about 25% of that stale air in our lungs, which is not great. So let's try it again. First and second chamber. Chamber 1, relax the pubic bone. Second diaphragm. And exhale. Squeeze the air out. Good. Chamber number 3. When we think about chamber number 3, it's this kind of rib cage area. So when we think about filling up our lungs, we don't want to fill them upwards, we want to fill them outwards. So let's breathe into chamber 1. Relax that lower diaphragm. Chamber 2, belly, Buddha belly. Chamber 3, lungs spread. Relax chamber 3. Chamber 2. Chamber 3, or chamber 1. Now let's fill it all up like filling up a glass of water. Chamber 1. Chamber 2. Chamber 3, and relax. So chamber number 4, we visualize the upper lungs filling with air and the sternum will rise. Let's do it again. Relaxing that first diaphragm, inhale. Second diaphragm. Third diaphragm. Fourth chamber. And exhale. I want you to notice how my shoulders are not lifting. First chamber, second chamber, third chamber, fourth chamber. And that's quite a lot of air. Now exhale. Now fifth chamber. We think about it as the throat, or really the upper portion of the lungs. And when we do this, we're just sipping up air and the lungs will naturally raise the shoulders. We're not using our muscles to do it. Because you'll see here, the big actual primary breathing muscles are doing the work, not these secondary muscles. So let's breathe in. First diaphragm. second, third, fourth, fifth. Now that's a full breath of air. Exhale it out. Again, first chamber, second, third, fourth, fifth. Now if you want to do 6, it's more of an inside kriya. You bring the energy to your third eye. And then you hold. And that's a really, really beautiful way to take a full, huge breath of air to increase your longevity. In our next video, we're going to talk about how to stretch the diaphragm if it's tight and how to get these breathing muscles loosened up so we can actually take more air in. Stay tuned. Ciao, ciao.